Friday edition of the Love Court.
Love Court.
In session. And Jessica, what do we got this morning?
Okay. Dear Jessica, about 2 months ago, my wife left me and my infant daughter. She always had mental health issues and recently stopped taking her meds. She basically went off of the deep end and started using drugs and hanging out with her druggie friends. I have not heard from her in 3 weeks. I filed a complaint for divorce, and the forms say that I have to have her personally served. The problem is that I don't know where she is. As far as I know, she's couch surfing with several of her friends. How do I personally serve her if I can't find her? So this is a good question because you do have to, when you file a complaint for divorce, just like any lawsuit, you have to make sure you serve them properly. And that means, being hand-delivered the documents that have been filed by someone who's not you, someone over 18. A process server is generally who is used. But if you don't know where they are, it can be difficult. So he needs to do his, some level of due diligence and try to find her. If he knows that she was spending the night at someone's house, he should have a process server try to serve her there. He should, try to talk to her family or, try to find out where she is. And that's all he can do. And if, after several attempts of trying to serve her and not being able to find her, then he can file a motion with the court to have service by publication. What that means is it's a little notice that gets published in the local newspaper for, 3 weeks, 3 consecutive weeks.
Okay.
And then airing out your laundry.
Giving her notice that there's been a complaint filed against her, and if she doesn't respond, then he can proceed with a default divorce.
The first sentence of this letter made me so sad because this is like a larger problem in our area, especially, is the lack of care when it comes to people's mental health in our community. And the fact that he said she went off her meds and then went off the deep end, like I don't know how this stuff can happen. Like we need better care in place. Like that's a whole other can of worms. But I mean, I just wish that there was a different way to approach this because it doesn't sound like she's even going to receive being served well if she's not regulating her mood.
Have you ever been served before?
No.
Chris, you've ever been served before?
I've never been served.
It is the weirdest thing ever
I was
to
just
have.
looking up the job process server. I was like, ooh, is that a job near me? Can I get that job?
I don't think you want it because
you don't want that.
Like Repo Man, right?
I remember one time getting served. I was involved in a car accident and and this time it was a deputy sheriff that came, and it's just the weirdest thing because in this situation he snuck up on me in the dark.
They got to say your name, right?
Yeah, and he's like, William Christopher Schultzen. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, you've been served, and I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
It's just weird. And for people that get divorce papers like that, like I know people that have gotten served on their birthday.
It sounds like talk to the hand. Like you've been served.
Awful.
Talk to the hand.
Like that's it.
Yeah. I make sure that, when I have clients that we're, doing contested litigation and I have to get someone served, a lot of times in the past I've had people say, oh, I want to serve on our anniversary or I want to serve on Valentine's Day. I want to serve on their birthday. And I don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
If I know a date is
that.
And I also don't like to serve at people's work.
Yeah.
That's not right.
What's a default
but only
divorce?
if you have to, if that's the only place you can find them. A default divorce is when you get a default when someone doesn't respond to a complaint.
Oh,
so you
okay.
You keep the process going by saying, hey, judge and clerk, this person didn't respond. We need to proceed without them.
It's like winning by default. Okay, I get it. Okay.
Right.
Hey, Jessica, let me ask you this last question in regards to divorce procedures.
She's so busy.
Whoa.
Sorry. I've got
It's
office issues happening. Someone's calling me.
It's a busy day at the
Sorry.
law firm of
They're all
Anderson
their
Fisher.
phones ringing off the hook now that they heard of that.
Yeah, they're like, I
want to serve someone.
Question here for you. You talk about the situation where this woman has some mental issues. You also, because we've had this question on the show where people have married people that have moved out of the country. Does the notice still apply to that?
Yes, you still have to try to serve them personally in the country in which they are residing. So as long as it's not really that, it sounds like it's a bigger deal, and it definitely has more costs involved in serving them. But as long as you know their address, where they are in the other country, there are process servers in every country that can help you do that. So you just send your paperwork electronically or via overnight mail or whatever to the process server, and then they can get it done. So the problem is also when you don't know where they are in the other country, though, that obviously complicates things.
Right.
But yeah, these are issues that you do have to deal with, but there is a way to deal with it without, it's more expense. It's definitely more time, but the judges generally grant the motion by publication as long as you can prove that you've attempted service at all the places you would normally try. And, that's why it's important to have a legitimate process server do it, because then they file in an affidavit, and that just gives it more credence. So.
All right, very cool. Jessica Anderson with the Love Court this morning. You got a lot of phone calls to return this morning. Keep in mind, if you ever have questions for the Love Court, we have a great portal available for you on our website at alice965.com. And Jessica, you answer every single question you receive.